The Nuclear Security Summit 2014 was different from other summits because of a number of interactive elements which we put into the program.
Our Prime Minister made clear from the very first moment that we came together to prepare the summit that he didn't want a traditional summit that only consisted of a series of statements.
8 hours of listening to national statements is not very effective when you have so many important, influential and capable people together.
So we thought of ways to create a livelier summit than the normal one.
In this message, we will tell you more about the progress the Netherlands is making.
The reason why we chose for video statements for the NSS 2014 was that it was a different way of communication. The theme as such, nuclear security, is not a simple theme. And when you communicate in images in a different way than just a national statement that is written down and that is read aloud by leaders, it's less convincing.
This innovative technology is expected to be widely used in research reactors around the world.
The video statements have been effective if you consider the width of the distribution and the number of times that we see that they are being downloaded and looked at, rather than the paperwork which you usually have.
国内の核テロの懸念を解消し、世界からの日本に対する期待に応える。
So a video statement definitely works, and we have been told by a lot of the countries who did not do a video statement that they would definitely try to do it next time. The scenario-based policy discussion gave the possibility of reacting to a scenario and thereby being compelled to give a much more interactive participation than with the traditional national statements.
That's all the information we have at this moment.
The idea was to have the leaders discuss about potential crisis, nuclear crisis, discuss it and then come up with solutions on what to do with it.
Such a discussion had never taken place at the leaders' level.
The scenario-based policy discussion, as we organized it, with the voting, with the anonymity, and with the stimulating discussion by a number of leaders participating very actively.
You saw that they were inspired, that they were on task, showing their leadership.
Not a recipe for the future, but I think it was good that we did it. And it proved to be, leaders proved to be enthusiastic to talk about this.
During the informal plenary, it was shown is that this informal setting made leaders more at ease. The discussion was more in depth and more effective in the end.
Normal plenaries consist of series of statements, and even though it's often called a plenary discussion, it's not a discussion at all.
A lot of leaders could express their ideas on the future in a much more informal and less provocative way than would have been done if it had been in official national statements. The NSS app was cost-effective on the one hand because we did not have to print or reprint booklets. It helped us in achieving our ecological objectives of being a paperless summit.
The app was used by two target groups, mainly the delegates, but also the international press. And for the international press, the advantages were that they had a dynamic program and they had their own media program as well, which was also in the app. They had a who's who, so they can see who the main participants were, and they could make use of the press pools, and that information was also in the app.
Seeing the success and the use of the NSS app, I cannot imagine another conference, let alone a summit, being organized without using an app to get everybody where they should be on time.
We made use of the app because it was effective, real-time, and always up to date.
Well, the media program was initially the wish of the Sherpa team. They wished to add some more content.
Nuclear material security is a young field.
A way to invite international experts in the field of nuclear security and related themes to talk about their field of expertise with other experts, and we offer this as a service to the media.
Good afternoon, I'm Servaas van Laan for Dutch Weekly Elsevier.
And I think that was a true innovation.
I look back at the summit with a feeling of pride, of course, but also inspiration. Is that it's possible to organize meetings of this scale in a different way.
Innovation is always a risky business, especially in the international summits, which have a lot of protocol around it. The Netherlands is an innovative country.
It takes certainly courage as an organizer to propose these elements.
The Dutch are known to be risk takers. Combining the two, we managed very successfully to make the NSS 2014 different from others and, judging by the reactions, very successful.